All right, hello, welcome back to Froggy and Friends. This is a podcast put on by frogmansfinds.com. You can see it if you're watching, you can see it on the window. We are your local toy shop online. We do our best to be friendly and available, accessible, while still offering the latest and greatest of the toy world. I'm joined by Jaden and Tiger, my ever-present friendly and lovely hosts. What we like to do in this show is talk toy news. We'll do shop updates. Sometimes we talk about the stuff that we've picked up in the week. And right now, we've been kind of going through and ranking all of the toy lines or toy companies. And so we'll go back to doing that today. Um, but yeah, no real store updates for this week. We had a Juggernaut pre-order that went up on Thursday. Um, yeah, we haven't had anything new come in. I actually just was messaging with my sales rep. Um, we should be hopefully getting in the new Black Series wave soon, the one with the new Han and Chewie, Night Sister Marin, Jesus. Kanan, and then the Zombie Trooper. So we should be getting that in soon. And it looks like we might be getting our Fantastic Four figures in maybe early next week as well, which I'm sure a lot
Oh,
of people
nice.
will be stoked for. Yeah,
Yeah.
Definitely.
I'm
cool.
sad
But
that that Juggernaut went real quick. I'm sad I missed him.
you know, I feel like I've been kind of surprised with the Marvel vs. Capcom stuff. Like none of it has like gone immediately. Like sometimes I'll put something up and like I'll just get the flood of pre-orders, but Juggernaut and with kind of the rest of them was like a smooth, you know, maybe within the hour it went out. But yeah, they're all popular. I've been ordering like maybe 15 copies of each, which is a lot for us. So it's good. They can be big boxes to ship out when they arrive. So
Yeah, I got that Juggernaut from you.
thank you, sir. Yeah, I mean, I think it was like Hong Kong got the Thanos and Psylocke pack in already. So they're slated for November, but I have a feeling they're going to end up showing up a lot sooner than that. So we'll see. Um, quick toy news. This is hilarious. Um, I want it just for the fun of it. Did you see this, Jaden?
I see. I saw like yeah, that guy that comes with it. I saw pictures of that guy.
It's so good. I
It
mean,
is.
it's a really nice looking T-Rex also. I guess I had seen someone saying that is kind of an older um buck or whatever, like an older mold for the T-Rex, but box is really cool. This guy's hilarious. It's a cool looking T-Rex, so um, might be something I pick up. I think depending on the price, but yeah, this guy's so funny.
That's pretty cute.
Yeah. This week was kind of a import week. Tamashi showed off a lot of stuff. So they showed off kind of these are like OG like waifus before waifus were a thing. Ray and Asuka from Evangelion. Um, so they're getting figures, and then they're doing some
Yeah, they look
Ultraman
good.
stuff. Yeah, they don't come with much, but I mean, they just look great. Like really good sculpts and painting and everything.
Ray's got all those face plates, but she only like ever shows one emotion, so it's like it's
Yeah,
always a blank kind of face.
yeah,
Now
just
we need
like
an in
Funny.
scale Eva.
well, yeah, which would be insane. There's sort of I think this
It'd
is
be
a
like 3 feet tall at
re-release.
least.
Yeah, this is I think a re-release, but it says it's made out of metal, which is cool. But I think 3.0 actually, I think they make 1/6 scale Evas at least, which is not 3 feet, but bigger still.
And Revoltech's put that one out sometime soon.
Yeah, that's right. Um Tamashi's making Harry Potter,
Harry
um,
Potter.
which I could care less about.
I I really want that Tom, but I also really don't want to support J.K. Rowling.
Yeah,
Like,
Definitely not.
yeah.
I
I
think the Voldemort's
oh,
a
he
lot
looks so
better,
good.
honestly.
I like not in a horny way. I'm just very curious what's underneath the robes. Like, is it a bear buck?
What kind of articulation does it have?
Yeah, because like I mean, in the movie, it looked kind of goofy that he's just wearing this like literally a robe, like it's just a robe, and that's what they've replicated in the figure, and it's soft goods. So like, what did they put underneath? Very curious, but yeah, I think until like J.K. Rowling dies or is completely separated from this, it's hard to want to get anything. But I do think that Voldemort figure
Yeah,
would be fun. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, fans' lives matter, so screw you, J.K. Rowling.
that's right.
Um,
yep,
they are so they released a couple figures this week, but I'll go still more to the previews. Um, I guess this is a volleyball anime. I've never heard of it, but sports kind of figures are kind of cool. I
Yeah.
guess it's IQ. And some of the two of the players from that anime. They're making they're making Superman from the upcoming James Gunn Superman film. And yeah, like some of the top comments are like, "I don't have to buy McFarlane," which is fair. But yeah, really excited to see what he looks like. I feel like sometimes Tamashi's head sculpts are kind of hit or miss, and so I'm curious if this will look good. Like the Jackie Chan that they just made, I think his head sculpts are great. But yeah, when
Yeah,
they try to do realistic likenesses, it's kind of hit or miss.
yeah.
definitely.
That,
Uh,
and the other thing with that, I have their other Jackie Chan, and he's even short for like a regular SHF.
oh
So
wow.
yeah, he's like 5 inches tall at most.
From what movie is it from?
I don't know that it's from a movie. It's just him shirtless with the black.
Oh, I
Um.
didn't. To be honest, I didn't know that Tamashi made a Jackie Chan figure before this one.
Oh, sorry. No, I'm. Oh my God. Why did I think you
Bruce
said
Lee.
Jackie Chan and for some unknown reason in my mind, I swear I'm not racist, guys. Uh, in my mind, I heard Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
I
Hey, I mean, I think Bruce Lee is goated and Jackie Chan are goated. I think they're goated in a little bit of different
oh yeah.
ways, but they think they're on the same echelon, so totally understandable. Um, but yeah, yes, they have made a Bruce Lee. That figure looked all right. But yeah, this Jackie Chan looks great. Um,
He looks fire.
and I have to shout out Hot Kenobi. Um, he's yeah, he's on Instagram, and you can find him just hot.kenobi. He's also on YouTube. I've shared his reviews with Jaden before. We kind of feel like he's the Japanese D Amazing. Like he's really
Yeah.
detailed and he's really great at posing, getting the best out of articulation. So shout out Hot Kenobi. He might be hard to find on YouTube because most of his username is in Japanese, and at the very end it says Hot Kenobi. But if you find him on Instagram, you should be able to find him on YouTube. But he got the Police Story Jackie Chan in hand a little bit early and released a video review of it yesterday. Looked great. But yeah. So with other previews, they also showed off this guy from Kaiju number 8. He's the director general of the Defense Force. He's the dad of one of the main characters of the show. Um, but yeah, near the end of season one, he's in a really cool fight. And the figure looks great. It looks like it could be, I mean, it feels like it should be a Amazing Yamaguchi. I feel like it's very much their style. Um, Looks really cool. He's expensive though. I think he's like 13,000 yen, which is I think around like 100 US. Um, but he looks a lot better than all the other human characters they've released for Kaiju number 8. So I'm pretty excited. Um,
I don't know anything about the anime, but those figures have looked cool so far.
yeah,
We see you whizzing them around and stuff, and they look really impressive.
yeah, it's a bummer because the titular Kaiju number 8, and then there's another Kaiju number 9. Both of them are articulated super, super well. They're really fun to pose. They can hit really dynamic poses. And in the anime, the human characters are very like jumping off the wall. Like their suits, like they actually are supposed to augment them to be able to go above normal human capacity. And so they're jumping super high, running along the walls, like, and then they imbue their like internal power into their weapons, which might be like guns or like daggers and stuff. And so you want them to be super articulated, but the body they've been using for the human figures is like really, really rigid, which is like a huge bummer. Um,
Mm.
and so he's the first human that looks like he could actually move well. So that's exciting. But they also released some stuff. This is Isaac Wong. Uh, he's Chinese or Hong Kong, but I think he's located in Japan because he'll get stuff like the very day it release. And so this week is like this big pirate guy from One Piece. I don't remember his name. Um, the Jackie Chan
He's also
figure.
got Jackie Chan.
hmm yes, I don't know if he's actually in Hong Kong because he gets these things so early that I'm thinking he's just going to the Japanese shops, but I don't know. But yeah, his posts are all in Chinese. But going from Hunter x Hunter also released yeah, this weekend that we're recording, and then Rengoku from Demon Slayer also is releasing. So I know me and Tiger, I think, have gone on order. Oh, and then um, uh, the Gucci Saitama comes out the 30th, June 30th, which I think is Monday. Um,
For the record, this is Friday, June 27th that we're recording this, and mine just shipped.
oh, no way.
Yeah. So,
From Genki?
Hobby Genki, yeah.
Gotcha. Shoot. Yeah, I have gone um, in in stock, like in my private warehouse with Hobbylint Japan, but they don't have Saitama. Um, Genki has gone for like 300 more yen than HLJ, but they also have Saitama, so might cancel my Hobby Link order and then just order both from Genki. But I also kind of want to get Rengoku, even though I didn't like the Demon Slayer anime. He just looks really cool. So I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. But yeah, so those are the releases. The only other thing I wanted to highlight was this guy. I assume he's somewhere. Yeah, he's in China. He got the Elite Edition Dark Ages Doomslayer in hand with the soft goods like fur. And he also got, I know, he got the sexy Diablo 4 Lilith in hand and like showed off what's underneath like the robe that she's wearing, which is just legs and feet. But both of those actually look really good. Um, and yeah, we know how much I am hesitant to praise McFarlane, but they both look really good. I think Lilith
I'm
maybe.
surprised at how good she actually looks.
I feel like she probably earns the $60 price tag more than the Doomslayer does. She's really big because I mean the Doomslayer is big as is. Um, I think he had um, yeah, I mean it's roughly the same buck as the previous kind of retro looking Doomslayer that McFarlane had put out, but that's like a 7.5 inch figure. And Lilith is what, like a good head and shoulders taller
Inch,
than
maybe
him.
inch and a half. Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe even 2 inches taller. Yeah, that's crazy.
yeah. I I did notice she's actually in this picture. She's on a stand, so she's off the ground,
Oh yeah, it looks like yeah, she's maybe a half an inch off the ground, anyways.
but still larger, significantly larger than the Doomslayer. So I think it seems pretty good. I'm glad that I kept an order for myself because I think she'll be a lot of fun to take pictures of. Anything else? Any other things that you guys saw? Um, any toy news or
Yeah, actually,
pickups that?
look up the Figma Rido
Oh, that's right. You're talking about that.
because I've got the old one, and now it's gonna come with like a really nice cloth cape, and yeah, that.
Oh, you
Hmm.
just posted pictures of this guy in the Frogman server.
Yeah. Uh, have some reservations about Figma, but yeah, I'm playing this remake of this game right now, and it's super cool, and it's just like, oh, they got me. I know they got me. Like,
He looks great. This figure looks great. The cloth goods cape with the purple on the inside is really slick. Oh, and they
yeah, and
repainted these things, yeah.
the one that I've got, the old one, can't do that like pose at all because it's limited. So it looks like they may have updated some of the articulation a little or opened it up a little.
And I've never heard of this
It,
game, Devil Summoner.
yeah, it's a part of like the Shin Megami Tensei universe, so
Okay.
it's related to like Persona and Devil Survivor and Shin Megami Tensei. So
And so
yeah,
you
there's a
said that
ton
there's
of them.
a re-release or a re something?
Yeah, the Raito remake.
Oh.
It just came out, and it it was like a DS game, but they really enhanced it, and it's a lot of fun to play. You like summon demons and fight with them, and but yeah, the
Oh.
figure I was like, oh man, I've already got the old one, but I got to get this one.
He looks cool. I mean, this
Yeah,
game, just from this little bit, looks cool. And that figure looks killer. Sucks that it's not coming out for a year, like literally a year.
yeah, and it'll be pricey too.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
I,
all I had.
it's a little bit
The
cheaper.
only other thing that I had was the Gomez 1975.
Oh, that's right.
Ooh, yeah, they got me on
Oh,
that too because wow, that is like right up my alley as far as vibes.
yeah. Um,
He's very clearly modeled after Shaft.
oh,
Absolutely.
yeah. Yeah, no
I
question.
it's
Like
100%. And the only thing I think we Frogman and I discussed this a little bit. Where like the thing with this figure that made us pass, even though we still really want it. Like it's such a cool looking figure, but like we had to pass just because like with tax and shipping and the already increased price, it turned out being a lot more than we expected. Like 125 is not bad. Uh, if it were like close to that out the door, you know. Um, but out the door, getting to close to $200
yeah,
after all the increased shipping and everything, it's harder to justify. But
definitely.
absolutely, if you can, if your shipping isn't that bad, or if your tax isn't that bad, or whatever, I 100% think it's probably worth it. It's Yeah, it's a good looking figure.
Yeah. The Black Panther hoverboard is so dope.
Like
Oh yeah.
it's so crazy.
hmm
Um,
Another nice boombox, sniper rifle, like all kinds of good stuff.
yeah, I love the revolver. That's like also totally
Mhm.
like Shaft, blaxploitation films with the shoulder holster and everything. But yeah, I mean,
hmm
it retails for 125. Um, I know Mezco, they sometimes ship out of Washington and then somewhere like Midwest, maybe East Coast. But yeah, ship
It
it
was
to
New York
California.
and Washington.
Sorry?
I thought it was New York and Washington, but I
That
could be wrong on that one.
that sounds right. Yeah. But I mean, so I'm assuming it's coming from New York because to ship it to me in California it was $32 shipping. plus our 10.75% sales tax for Los Angeles. So I think, yeah, the out the door price was 172, and that was, yeah, 172, 175. It is too steep for me, as Jaden mentioned. But yeah, I think what you had said was your total tiger is definitely, I mean, it's still egregious, but I think it's more stomachable than what it was for the two of us.
Yeah, it's around like
Yeah.
150 for me, I think.
Yeah.
155,
Oh yeah, that's not
and
bad. Yeah.
yeah, I can handle that. And I feel like the Gomez's are always really in demand. So if I ever decide to get rid of it, I'll, probably make a little money on it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. So I actually have a friend who may be listening. But he's going to San Diego Comic Con as a working press, um, taking pictures for a blog. So I asked if he's able to pick me up one, but I've heard that their booth is just a nightmare at SDCC. So if it's too much, then no worries. But I would love for a chance to get it at some point. It didn't sell out super fast. I think it took a couple days to sell out. So um, yeah, just like the Biker Gomez, which I think I'm the only one. I don't think you guys have that one, right?
I got Biker Gomez, yeah.
Oh, okay. But I know that shipping for him was ridiculous too. And his
Yeah,
price
it's a
didn't
big price.
skyrocket too much in the aftermarket. So um, yeah, hopefully, yeah, if he's not readily available at San Diego Comic Con, hopefully he'll still be manageable in the aftermarket. Because yeah, I know last year for some of the stuff that they had at the booth, um, there's like two or three different Mezco Facebook groups, but people were basically like Sherpaing it because it's still cheaper for them to buy it and then take a little bit of a cut for themselves and then ship it, and it'd still be cheaper than it would be from Mezco's website. So ridiculous.
Yeah,
Um,
they're expensive.
yeah. I I mean I don't know if I've talked about it here on the pod, but um yeah, to charge 30 something dollars shipping for what is essentially probably like, I don't know, maybe two of these at if that, and then a little bit higher, like considering what we ship out as for, for Frogman, like I've shipped out, I think our biggest box is 12 8 or something. It's a really big box, and we filled that with stuff. It was like 8 pounds, and I've shipped it to North Dakota, from California to North Dakota for $20. So it does not cost $30 to ship Agent Gomez, a smaller box from New York to California. But so I don't know what they're smoking. It's Yeah, they're definitely taking a cut of that. Just unfortunate.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
so that brings us back here. Um, I think since we're on the topic, I was gonna do Good Smile, but I think I'll do Mezco. Will be my first pick.
The
Mezco,
tier list for the listeners, by the way.
yes. Sorry. So where we left off last week in SS top tier, we have Amazing Yamaguchi. I'm sure a lot of people would disagree with us, but this is our list.
Hmm.
In the S tier below it, we have 3-0. We haven't put anything in A or B. We have McFarlane in C tier, Super 7 in D, and Square Enix Productions, basically Play Arts, Bring Arts, in the F tier. So that's where we stand right now. And then I will put Mezco on the table. I think Mezco, their articulation has improved a lot. I think um, they're very innovative with their new silicone bodies. Um, their cloth goods and their accessories are unmatched in my opinion. Um, the level of like interest, because their accessories are very they're very
My goodness.
fancy. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the revolvers you can push out the barrel and you
Mhm.
can spin it. Um, like pump action rifles can actually like cock. Um, yeah, they have boom boxes that you can open. Morbius has like a whole like science thing that opens up from a like a like a suitcase kind of thing. Um, yeah, and they have like entire coffins. They have like the smoke effects. So I think that's unparalleled. Um, but their art, their ankle articulation usually is still bad. Um, the longevity of their cloth goods can be a toss-up. Um, their external silicone bodies, so like Spider-Gwen and Tangerine, they have silicone bodies underneath the cloth goods, but like the Xenomorph and the Michael Keaton Batman, they had the silicone on the outside. And people have reported pretty commonly that silicone like just ripping and cracking. Um, and then their customer support is not great. It can be really hard to get a hold of them, really long for them to replace things. Um, I mean, I've told Jaden and Tiger this before, but I actually won a prize pack from them back in February. Um, and I'm still waiting for it to get shipped. I think they've emailed me like 3 or 4 times saying like, we're just about to ship it. And now we're in July. I'm thankful that I won a prize pack, of course, but yeah, it seems like it's kind of commonplace to expect it to be about a 6 month turnaround for them to send stuff out. Um, so yeah, I'm not exactly sure where they land, but those are kind of my pros and cons. What are your thoughts on them?
Yeah, what's really like carried through for me is the amount of OC characters that they have in the Rumble Society. I
Oh
think those are
yeah.
always, surefire hits that are there to stay. A lot of times they're usually on the cheaper side too because there are no like licensing costs and everything.
Hmm.
I think their licensed characters tend to be on like the more expensive side, maybe even like one of the things I really love about them is that you get a ton of accessories, which I think usually warrants a price hike. But it gets to that borderline with the licensed figures where like maybe it starts to lose being worth it, especially if they don't come with a lot of accessories. Which again, usually they're on the heavy side with accessories, especially with their OC characters. But
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I just pulled up for audio listeners. I pulled up the biker Gomez that we had mentioned before, and Gomez is actually I would say he's the main character of the Rumble Society. Um,
Mhm.
kind of their yeah like their front man. Even for Mezco, like they use him as their logo. But yeah, the biker Gomez comes with 6 cans of beer, 2 different top like opening the beer can accessories. Comes with basically like a 40. And then what's I'm guessing is like a bottle of like tequila or something. Yeah, like all these really just they're so small but so detailed. A broken bottle, um, Molotov cocktails, not to mention that he comes with an entire motorcycle that lights up and has sound. So yeah,
Yeah.
they're unbeatable with their accessories.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I would say I gotta rate them fairly high. Yeah, it's got a high price point, and they may have some issues with their infrastructure as far as getting back to you and their shipping dates and whatnot. But like all the cloth goods are amazing. Like you said, like a lot of the guns, you can pop out the chambers and make it look like somebody's loading something. Just super, super detailed and great original characters. Like, yeah, I gotta rate them like pretty high, like at least A, maybe S.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I think Mezco are a toy photographer's best friend. Um, Mezco, the company, encourages toy photography. They'll share multiple days through the week, like other photos that they've enjoyed that have tagged them in it. Yeah, I think the accessories and stuff like that really lend to that. Um, I feel like besides sometimes the limited articulation, and yeah, their customer service, some people don't like the look of the cloth goods. Like they'll say it looks like pajamas, or the what do you call it? The proportions of the figures sometimes look a little weird. Um,
I think I see that more about like the superhero like
mhm.
type characters that they do, but I think most of them look pretty good. Maybe a couple of them look a little awkward in the bodysuits, but like that Superman is great looking.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, that's definitely. I'm one of those ones who thinks they look like pajamas a lot of the time, but that Superman is like definitely an exception to the rule for me, and that's uh, you know it's great that they're getting a lot better at that too.
yeah, yeah. Like I would say their Power Ranger figures kind of skew towards that pajama look. Their heads are a little bit big. Their bodies are a little bit like stocky, but yeah, I mean, they make a great figure from the comic Mask. They've been doing those pulp characters like the Shadow, Dick Tracy. Um, a lot of their horror figures are pretty definitive, in my opinion. Yeah, so I feel S. What do you think, Jaden?
I vote a solid A, but I'm fine with either A or S.
Okay, we'll put them S for now, or we'll put them A for now because we don't have any other A's, and we can readjust as we go. Um, I would like to put Sigma on the table so we could yell at it. Jaden, I know you hinted that you have a lot of thoughts about Figma. Why don't you lead us in?
Honestly, I've only tried them out briefly. What I have tried has been very disappointing. I even got a couple Figma figures on sale, and for like pennies on the dollar, really. And
Hmm.
I just wanted to try out the line because I'm not like a big purveyor of anime or anything like that. It's not usually my brand that I go into, but I'm just always so disappointed at the articulation. And I know that's sort of like a me thing where I articulation is just really important to me. It's very important, especially because some of the figures that I got were like Overwatch figures, where like they need to move around. They're
Hmm.
doing all sorts of crazy stuff in the game. I expect them to at least somewhat replicate that in the figure. Um, and it didn't stack up. I didn't like barely gets 90-degree angles on single jointed elbows, single jointed knees, really disappointing stuff. And I and like real lack of accessories too, like maybe two hands and a gun, and yeah, it's pretty much it for such a steep price. Usually I again I got them for hell of a sale, so it was whatever, but I can't imagine anybody paying retail for those, or at least the ones that I got. Um, yeah, I just unpleasant experience all around.
Yeah, I feel like maybe you have the most Figma out of the three of us, Tiger.
Yeah, I think so. I've got some Persona figures and like I like the Figma that I've got, but they are limited. Posing them is kind of difficult. Uh I feel like their lines are really hit or miss. Like some of their figures that they'll put out like in a little line will be like great. I'll love them, love posing them and stuff like that. And then other times, just didn't really work for me or whatever. and I think they've got a good amount of QC issues and other things that I've seen from people. So yeah, I mean, I definitely don't think that they're like near the top. Like they've got some good character selection. If you are into anime and like cute anime girls, like they've got 100 million of them. A good selection as far as that goes, and you can still get good pictures with them. But yeah, you're definitely not going to be hitting like some Revoltech poses or something like that with them.
Yeah. So I for watchers, visual watchers, listeners, I pulled up Nostalgia Unboxed. He's a YouTuber. He also has a Instagram. But he has been reviewing the Figma Dungeon Meshi figures. I think I mentioned last episode or the episode before that I'd picked up one of them. Um, I don't know where it is, but I think I might have passed it. But yeah, for the most recent one, it's for the girl that I actually picked up. I haven't fiddled with her very much. He says $90 figure falls apart, but I'm buying them all. Um, yeah, I don't know, I'm probably overlooking it, but yeah, and then he also kind of said something similar to the first Dungeon Meshi figure that was released as the night guy. Yeah, in his video for her, like he's just holding her like this, and all her limbs and her waist, everything's just flopping around, falling off. Um,
Mm.
those Dungeon Meshi figures, I think all of them are going to come with the feature of um, having an alternate waist so that they could be sitting down. But I think because of that, their waists are really loose. And so I feel like I mean, so I watched both of those videos and basically he's saying I'm buying them all because nobody else is making these characters. Um, Revoltech, I think it's amazing Yamaguchi's making like the cat girl. Um, but I mean, that's it as of now. Maybe Revoltech will make more of that line, but I feel like that's kind of just a picture of Figma in general. Like we've been saying, if like they're the only ones that are making, X. And so if you want that, you got to get the Figma. And if you just kind of got to deal with the issues that come with it. They make a lot of video game characters too, or at least specifically Nintendo. They make all the Samus figures. The Samus figures are actually pretty solid. I had the Metroid Dread one before I sold it. I had their Guyver figure, which was also, I think, I would say it's on par. It has the same kind of articulation that the Samus figure did. They make the Legend of Zelda figures. They have a couple different links, Ganon and Zelda, I think, are both coming soon from Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild. I don't remember which version it is, but
Tears of the Kingdom look.
yeah. So if you want those video game figures, like Figma's pretty much your only bet. But yeah, I feel like I'm always disappointed once I take a Figma out of the box and I start posing it. Um, they look great, but yeah, they just don't pose well. So it's tough. It's frustrating. Like
It,
again, like with this guy, he looks awesome, but he might be real
oh yeah.
loosey goosey. Who knows?
Yeah.
It's hard to
His
say.
range of motion won't be that great. It should be better than the original, but it still won't be anything to write home about.
Yeah. I put the ball in your court, Tiger. Where would you rank Sigma, Good Smile Company?
Mm, maybe C rank
That's what I was feeling.
in there. Like it like there is some good stuff hitting there, but the spotty quality, QC issues, the issues that we were talking about just kind of bump it down a notch to where you'd be better off looking at other lines if the character's available.
Yeah. It's frustrating because yeah, like I think I don't know if it's Jazzware. There's some kind of like one of like feels rude to say, but kind of like a lower tier American company that will make some Nintendo figures. I think they're like 4 or 5 inch, and it's like, do I want that for like $20, or do I want the Figma, which looks nicer, but will be really like will probably be more annoying, and you feel like you're like, oh, is it worth the money? So it's yeah, it's I don't know, it's tough.
Yeah.
I throw it to you, Jaden. What do you want to put on the board next?
So we covered Mezco, and I feel like there's two lines there that we could go that have been sort of breaking into the predominantly dominated market that Mezco is, and I think I'm gonna go with the newer one, Haya Toys.
Nice.
Um, they have been doing a lot of actually both of them are incredibly similar companies now that I think about it. Because the other one I was thinking of is Joy Toy. Uh,
Mm,
really 1/18th scale solid figures. Very known for being really premium 1/18th scale figures for pretty low costs too.
hmm
And yeah, just extremely quality. Um, they have broken into the 112 scale cloth goods market, and they're killing it. I think, especially Haya, have absolutely nailed the like Mezco formula, and not only that, but maybe even improved on it. Because one of the things like that Mezco fails on, we were talking about this with the ankles. They just made incredibly soft plastic boots that just
hmm
fix that issue. Uh, and they don't look any different than like we have the Judge Dredd on screen there, which I actually have right here. And if I let's see if we can get the camera to focus. Yep, there's his boots, and like they
Oh
twist
yeah.
very easily. They don't look all that different than the rest of the you know plastic on him that is hard plastic. It's painted very similarly, but it actually moves and gets out of the way, and like there's absolutely no problems with it. And not only that, they have incredibly good use of like magnetic parts that
Mm,
can attach on like that. Uh, wired cloth capes, zippers that work, like all the hallmarks of a Mezco figure.
hmm
Even the like incredibly detailed guns with removable magazines and stuff. Like all of the hallmarks of a Mezco figure and more. The John Rambo even has like a soft torso that you can like move around, and it's got like an extra range for that butterfly joint, and it's so good. I I, I can't praise them enough, especially for just breaking into the 112 scene maybe like a year ago.
that sounds right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
2 years at
I can't
most.
give them enough praise.
Yeah, I don't have any at all yet. I'd like some. I like that Ghost in the Shell Major looks really really nice. I've heard that a lot of people are really loving the Godzilla stuff as like a pretty
Yeah,
good affordable Godzilla with good sculpt. Um and yeah, like they look really good. I don't have any yet.
Yeah, the only gripe I have with these are that like when you do compare it with a Mezco feet to feet, see,
a little bit short.
this case he's like a quarter of an inch taller.
hmm
So they're just and Judge Dredd is a big guy. Like he's supposed to be towering over pretty much anybody. Um, so it's not going to fit in with your already existing Mezco figures. You know, while they are Mezco quality, it's going to be hard to mix the lines.
Yep.
Scale issue.
Yeah. Perspective, foreground, background kind of stuff like we've talked about before. But yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
um, I have been dying for a Godzilla figure, but I a long time ago, I'd say this is maybe one of their downsides. Um, I ordered some of their the Haya Godzilla figures for the shop. Still waiting to get them in.
Oh no.
Yeah, I ordered them like probably a year ago. So this is the one that I'm looking forward to the most. I really, really like this kind of classic vintage. This is the 1991 Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah Hokkaido Godzilla. It's supposed to come this month. I mean, I don't think that's gonna happen. Probably get pushed back at least another month, but they're 7 inches, so they're bigger than um, the Tamashi Monster Arts. They're at least half the price of the Bandai ones. Super 7 makes kaiju figures like we talked about last week. Those are usually around like the $85 price point. And they're pretty big, so I think, you kind of have that larger scale, which is cool, but it seems like in terms of articulation, attention to detail, all that. Like their Godzilla figures look great. I don't know if it was, yeah. So their King Ghidorah is $100. I think Bandai just revealed one that I think is like $300.
Yeah.
Um, so it's like there. This is also huge, 13 inches tall, $100, three articulated heads, giant wingspan. Like, come on, I think that's like incredible value. But again, it just takes a long time for them to release their stuff, which is a bummer. I think the stuff that Haya is announcing right now, I want to say has like late 2026 ETAs already. Whereas Tamashi, obviously a much bigger company, the stuff that they're announcing has still like a December 2025 ETA, maybe February 26th. So they're cranking these things out, whereas, Haya, again, as a smaller company, it's taking them a lot longer to get this stuff out. So I think that's, yeah, kind of one of the only bummers, but yeah, definitely recommend giving them a try. Tiger, whenever, yeah, I guess whenever, yeah, like the major, I think she's not due for a long time, but whenever something that might pique your interest, definitely worth a try. Oh, she's September of
Okay.
this year, so maybe
Okay.
we'll have to see.
Yeah, I leave the rating to y'all because I'm not experienced enough with them.
I have a feeling I might know where you want
I
to put him, but you go for it, Jaden. I will follow your lead.
I was gonna put them in ARS just like Mezco. I think they're pretty comparable to Mezco. Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think so too. I think we'll keep them in A. I think there's a strong argument for them to be S, because of like their, the value for what you're getting. But again, just because of their long delays, that I think it's kind of a bummer. Um, I'm gonna go with an easy one. I think my next pick is gonna be spicy again. I'm gonna go Marvel
Hmm.
Legends. Um, I I think Marvel Legends is a great brand. I think it's a great line. Um, for me personally, maybe this will be more spicy than I thought. Um, it really drives me up the wall when people like just like under the magnifying glass, like this is worth this much money and this is worth this much money, and because it has pins, it should only be $10 and blah blah blah. Like I think we've seen maximum discourse for the maximum line. Like I think that's like, really brought it to the center and put all the spotlights on it. But like dollar for dollar, I think most of the time you're getting a pretty great product when you're getting a Marvel Legends figure. Um, yeah, people complain when they reuse bucks or if something still might have pins. They're making like such deep cut characters at this point. Like, I don't know. I feel like especially comparing to other Hasbro action figure lines, which we'll get to in a little bit. I think with the what I assume is the cost of the licensing for these Marvel characters, using the resources that they have, all that stuff, I think they put out like I really feel like they're putting out their very best. So um you can say I'm a show, but I think they're yeah, I think they're putting out some really good stuff, is my opinion. But I'm curious to hear what you two think.
Well, I would say that at this point they're the standard for USA domestics. They have really just set that bar, and everybody will compare new companies to them
Hmm.
that are breaking into the 112 scene, like Jada, Jazzwares, stuff that's coming out with new lines all the time, the newer brands. And that's going to put them under some scrutiny. That's going to everybody's going to have opinions on them, but I think they've really solidified themselves as just the domestic line. And there's a reason for that. It's been working for them so far, and I think it's probably going to continue working for them as long as they keep making figures.
Yeah, I
But
would say
for
that.
me, that means it's you know also just middle of the road.
Yeah,
you
no,
know
I think that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that Marvel Legends isn't really like my preference or anything like that. If there are other options available from Yamaguchi or other figure companies, I'll gravitate towards those more typically. But more often than not, I like what I've like gotten. Like I don't have a ton of stuff. I got that ordered that new Juggernaut, but I've got the classic style Taskmaster, and he looks really good. Comes with a lot of good accessories. They've really updated their articulation in a way over the years that's pretty respectable. And then like on the other end of the spectrum, I got that was it retro carded Moon Knight, and I absolutely hate it. I don't like posing it. I feel like it doesn't pose very well. It has weird shading on the face and around the moon symbol, and it just looks weird for me. So I think there's definitely some stinkers in there, but for the most part, like you can bet on them. Like they're fairly reliable. Does have some QC issues. I definitely see a lot of people showing their new Marvel Legend, and they're like, oh, paint app problem or two left hands or something. Like I've seen stuff like that before.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm scrolling through my own page for the Marvel Legends that we've had up, and like the Avengers Infinity War Outriders 2-pack, like these weird aliens, like really fun to play with. Really, they look really great in pictures. I think likenesses for like MCU kind of stuff usually is done pretty well. The Deluxe Venom, the huge, like 11.5 inches of Venom was an incredible figure. I think, yeah, like we've mentioned already, the Game Reverse stuff, the Marvel vs. Capcom stuff, I think is going to be really, really great. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think with all of that said, I would still feel comfortable placing them as like middle of the road. Um, so I feel okay putting them as a B. I think they're the second best domestic line um, that's being made here in the States. But yeah, I think they're very good. We are nearing an hour already. I thought we were at like 20 minutes. But I'll throw it to each of you to pick one more, and then we'll wrap up for today.
Hey, you go ahead,
Let's
Tiger.
see. All right. Let's see. I'll try to do one that we don't have to expand upon very much. With Jada.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I think it's easy to put them high tier for U.S. domestic, especially all their recent Mega Man and Street Fighter stuff. I didn't really know the lines they did or the stuff they did before that. I don't have any of the like cereal or chip mascots or anything like that, but I know some people like those a lot. But yeah, I think it's for the price point, for what you're getting, like everything looks great. All of those Street Fighter figures look immaculate. I like the Edge Runners ones. Yeah, it's just pound for pound a really good line.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I
well
feel like
said.
you.
I mean, I've been following them since like they're back when they were making diecast cars. Like it's
Mm,
uh they started out there and then they were like, yeah, you know what, we're gonna make figures. And I was like, all right, that's out of left field, but like I'll you know, I enjoy your cars, I'll buy your figures. And the Universal monsters came out and I was like, these are actually really good.
mhm.
And then the Street Fighter figures came out, and I was like, "These are amazing! They're just blowing everything out of the water." And yeah, I've been impressed nonstop.
Yeah, I think people are now like only now putting them, I think maybe a little bit more into the microscope because of the Storm Arena line. That's kind of,
Mm.
playing in their sandbox. Um, and for me, I'm like the Jada stuff, great. Storm Arena stuff also looks great. Like I think they can both play in that space and both just like knock it out of the park. Um, yeah, I think they've started raising their prices a bit, kind of since like tariff times, which yeah, I mean, obviously nobody likes, but I still think you're still getting pretty dang good bang for your buck at that price point. So yeah, Tiger, where do they belong?
I'll feel about A. I feel like they're a step above Legends for me.
Yeah,
And if they keep on this course, they're gonna be, over the moon in a couple years. Like they'll be a heavy contender.
totally. Yeah, I mean they're
Definitely agree.
releasing more and more figures each year. I mean they just expanded over to Scooby-Doo. They've added to their serial mascots. They're at wave 3 now with Mega Man. I really feel like they're starting to hit their stride.
Yeah, definitely. All right, what do you think, Jaden?
Also, I'll pick one that we don't need to expand on, especially one that we've already covered at this point. Joy Toy.
Mm,
Um, I
incredible.
feel almost identical the way that I feel about Haya with Joy Toy. They have been only creating OC content at this point in terms of their 112 stuff, but their 118th is so fantastic.
Mhm.
It's so good. It's unbelievable
Yeah.
that they can put out such quality at such
Ooh.
great prices. It has continually tempted me to get into 118th scale because they not only do they make their OC characters, they make licensed characters. They also make dioramas for their 118th scale stuff and vehicles and army builders and everything, and it's so crazy. Um, I I think in terms of their 112 scale stuff, they're not quite as good as Haya. They're not on that,
Mhm.
Mezco level craziness, but they certainly are really impressive. A lot of companies tend to, with female figures, make them a lot shorter than they need to be, a lot more dainty, a lot more frail, and they're not a company to do that. They make them as look like actual normal human beings, which I absolutely love.
Oh, she's
Um,
on sale.
so I think they're a really great company. Yeah, all around 112, 118th.
I'm trying to
You're gonna get
find their I forget what they call the line. It was one of the very first things I ordered for the store. I don't know if you remember, Jaden. It's like their mechs that you could put the 118th scale figures into.
Wow.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of that either. Like they
They're
do.
so
I
freaking
almost
cool.
completely forgot about that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Iron something, Iron Wrecker. Yeah,
Wild.
Arc
yeah.
Source. Yeah.
You can open these
So
So
guys and put the dude in the thing. Like that fulfills
it's
every
crazy
like
too because all
little
those
kid desire in your heart.
and all of the mechs are modular. Up on the screen right there, it has all the armor that you can take off, and if you buy like the different mechs, you can mix and match them, and all these little 1/18th guys, all you can take off all of their armor too, and mix and match them, and it's like it's so cool. Like,
Yeah. I'm tempted to. They're cheaper on Amazon. I think they hover around like the $70 price point. I'm like very tempted
yeah,
to go buy another mech right now because I forgot how cool they are.
oh yeah,
Yeah, I
they got
mean,
the Frontline Chaos girls. And they're not all girls. They've got some male characters too, but
no, there's some yeah.
um, that's it's a very nice like cloth goods, respectable articulation. I like the ones that I've got a lot, and I'm not like a Warhammer person, but every single like little 1/18th Warhammer figure I've seen just looks super accurate, well painted, well sculpted. So yeah, I don't really have much experience with those, but what I do have, like, I like.
yeah, I mean, yeah, like one of our, I think our collective favorites that we mention all the time, The Amazing, like puts out a ton of video reviews for the Warhammer stuff, and he always says like, I don't know who's watching this, I don't care because these are so freaking cool. I'm gonna make these videos because they make me so happy. I think he's gone on record multiple times saying like the Joy Toy Warhammer figures are like one of the few things that like really spark that like original joy that he had from like figure photography, playing with his toys and stuff like that. Like they're one of the few that just make him happy to play with, and I think that says a lot considering how long he's been a content creator. Um, yeah, I think this stuff is incredible.
Oh yeah.
No notes, basically. Where do you put them?
Uh, I was gonna say A, but then like once we started covering all the 1/18 scale stuff too, I might actually put them in S.
I have to agree with you. Yeah, I have to agree with you.
Yeah, I think that's respectable.
We're just over an hour. I really want to talk about Four Horsemen, but I think it's going to open up a can of worms.
Yeah.
Um, okay, we'll save it for next time. Yeah, next week we'll start off with Four Horsemen, and I have a lot to say about that company, so
About to
that'll
get
be.
blacklisted from them.
I think I already am, so it doesn't matter. Um, anyways, any closing thoughts before we wrap up?
No, this is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could
Yep.
do this for like easily another hour or two, but um, we do our best to respect your time. We try to be an hour podcast, so we'll try to keep it at that. Um, yeah, when this episode drops on Monday, uh, GI Joe should be showing off their new HasLab, which is um, pretty much 100% confirmed to be the Snowcat. Which I don't know how they're gonna make into a HasLab scale in terms of like quality or like what you get bang for your buck, but yeah, they've pretty much confirmed that's what it's going to be. So come Monday they should be showing that off probably around the same time that this episode drops, so I'm excited to hear more.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right, well, this has been the Froggy and Friends podcast. I'm Froggy, these are my friends. Thank you for joining us at the pond, and we will catch you next time. Bye.